I've been listening to you, watching the same games you've been watching, but I have the nerve to say what's on my mind. It's time to listen. It's time to learn. It's time for All Andy Alfred. Starting now.
We're the young guns. We're the ones that they told you to run from.
Carry the flag! Are you ready for the Olympics? Carry the flag! A little Eric Church for you guys today as... I love you guys! And welcome to All Andy Alfred, a production right here on Clay Fan 2-3. I am your host, Andy Alfred, welcoming you into the Man Cave Studios in Toledo, Ohio, and welcoming you to another season of All Andy Alfred. This is a special edition of All Andy Alfred. You know why? Today is my birthday. Yes, it is my 24th birthday, and I am truly blessed to be on the air with you guys today on my birthday. It is a pleasure to be on with you guys here on Clay Fan 2-3 as we are doing the show live from Toledo, Ohio in the Man Cave Studios. Oh, by the way, hi ladies, as we are coming to you live here in East Toledo, as we're going to talk a lot about what happened last night in the Super Bowl as well too. We're going to talk about a lot about the hard court as well too. Talk about the Olympics coming up as well too, and so much more. But let's get into what the real main thing is that I'm on the air with you guys today, besides the Super Bowl and besides the Olympics. We are the worst team in the East Coast Hockey League. Second worst. Second worst to the Las Vegas Wranglers. That is honestly pathetic. The Toledo Walleye are honestly a pathetic hockey team to watch. They're pathetic to go down to the Huntington Center. They're pathetic to go watch anywhere. If you're outside the area and you live in Fort Wayne or Evansville, you're guaranteed a victory with the Walleye this season. Especially with the head coach. I have deliberately been on this program and on the radio side when I was down in Bowling Green telling you that they need to get rid of Nick Vitucci. The hashtag is Fire Nick Vitucci. It is still the same. Nick Vitucci is a waste of a coach. He is not doing anything with this team. This team cannot perform. They get wins in little segments, like little sandwiches that you get at at a tea party. Gotta be kidding me. Get sick and tired of watching bad hockey. And you, the fans, I would expect that you, the fans, would not show up to this stuff if they continue to lose. They continue to lose games. And what do? You still go down to the Huntington Center. You still go down there and you watch the games. Why? Why pay $15 for crappy, shitty, pardon my language, but shitty hockey? They suck on the power play. They suck on the penalty kill. They can never get it out of their zone. The one time that I actually did, three times I've actually gone, they scored one power play goal, and I got one bucket of chili. Pathetic. Toledo in last place. They have 31 wins. They're the worst team in the American Conference, in the Eastern Conference of the ECHL. Elmira, who they just played, has a better record. We're 16-22, has 36 points. Toledo's got 31 points. They're 14-24. And they lost on Friday to Cincinnati and lost Saturday to Elmira. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The only bright spot in this team, folks, is that there's a kid on the team that used to play for the Bowling Green State University Falcons in the name of Bobby Shea. Shea was a great player with Bowling Green. That is the only tie with this local area. You kidding me? This team absolutely stinks. And now they're on the Olympic. They're on the AllStar Break now. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. Calm down just a second. I mean, the break is coming up for them. They got one game left before the break, and that's against Cincinnati. Which is tomorrow night. That's 7:35. But like I said, they lost to Cincinnati on Friday. They lost to Elmira on Saturday. When is it going to be enough for Joe Napoli to tell the Red Wing organization and tell the Black Hawk organization to pick up and move on? I am sick and tired of losing hockey, and I'm sick and tired for you, the fans. This is a joke. This is a joking team. I thought I saw bad hockey when the sports arena was around, when Todd Gordon was coaching the team with the Storm back in the 90s. The late 90s. I thought that was a joke. They had a great run back in 96, 97, and 98, and then after 98, Todd Gordon comes in, blows the place. Implodes. I thought I saw bad hockey then. I see a worse there, and it's because they want the family-friendly atmosphere. The 21st and the 22nd of February is Hockey Heritage Weekend in the city of Toledo. They are bringing back the Toledo Storm stuff. I've seen a lot of people on Instagram and on Facebook posting up stuff about it, and that they should just change the name back. You know what? I agree. I agree with that in one standing, because everybody knows that the Storm was a horrible logo and a horrible team, but the people would still come up to the game. People are still coming out to the game for the Walleye. Changing it for that weekend, I would like to see them wear the reds and the whites, or those black uniforms that they used to wear as well too on the Sunday retro games. I would love to see them wear those uniforms on that Friday night game, and the whites on Saturday, or whites Friday, home, the blacks on Saturday. And then, Toledo Hockey Heritage Weekend means one thing, and that is the alumni game, to say the least. I can't wait for that, to see who the Walleye are playing. That weekend they are playing the Orlando Solar Bears. Good team to watch, because Orlando is my second favorite ECHL hockey team, and they're doing really well this year. Orlando is in 7th place. They would be making a playoff berth. They have 47 points. Very good team to look out for as well, too. But, speaking of hockey, Nationwide Arena. I got a chance to go down to see the Blue Jackets 1 week ago tomorrow at Nationwide Arena. They were that's a very, very good team. They were coming off of a 2-game losing streak. Lost that game to the Ottawa Senators 3-2. They lost that game, but have been on a hot streak since, beating Washington, beating Florida, now hitting the West Coast this week as they take on the Anaheim Ducks tonight, starting at 9:30, 10 o'clock puck drop on Fox Sports Ohio. The Jackets needing to continue this hot streak and continue the run that they've been on, because the Jackets, early on in the season, they were down in the hole for the wild card spot and for a potential playoff spot. But now they've gotten themselves back into the thick of things. They've made themselves liable. But the problem is they got hot. They're getting hot at the wrong time. They're getting hot at the wrong time because we're now hitting into the Olympic break. And the Olympic break is 2 weeks, folks. The Olympics start on Thursday with qualifying runs here and there, and then the NHL cuts off for the weekend. And that means 2 weeks of no NHL hockey. You're going to have to see me every day talk about the ECHL games and the AHL games. Here's the thing. The NHL going on a break. The ECHL with the Walleye here in Toledo stinks. I'm really thinking about comparison going over to Cleveland to watch the Monsters play at the Q. That's more entertaining hockey than watching the Walleye play at the Huntington Center. And the fans continue to show up. I mean, God love you fans. I love the season ticket holders. I love everything about them. But, I mean, for goodness sakes, you've got to be kidding me. If you're a season ticket holder, I feel bad for you because you're seeing this horrible, horrible hockey. I'm sorry. But the Jackets, like I said, are in action tonight. They got a big win on Saturday against the Florida Panthers, 4-1. They beat the Washington Capitals on Thursday. And looking at the standings overall in the wild card situation for the Jackets, looking at the Atlantic Division, Boston leading the division with 73 points, Tampa Bay in second, Toronto 66 points, Columbus now in the Metropolitan Division is third ranked in the Metropolitan Division. They have 60 points. Philadelphia plays tonight. They'll play New Jersey. And New Jersey is 7th. Philadelphia is 3rd in the wild card spot. The final 2 wild card spots are filled up with Montreal and Detroit. Now, looking at this, like I said, they're getting hot at the wrong time. The Jackets are 28, 23, and 4. 60 points overall. They won their last 2. They're going to go for their 3rd tonight, but it's a span of a West Coast trip now, so this is going to be very interesting for them. They have Anaheim tonight. Will have tomorrow off, and then they'll get back into action taking on LA and San Jose before finishing up the first half of the season before heading into the Olympic break. So the Walleye stinking up the place. The Jackets continuing to roll right now. They're, like I said, going for their 3rd win tonight. It will be very interesting to see how that's going to play out in that part as well, too. But, with hockey now going on a break, it's because of the Olympics. The Olympics are now getting back into the swing of things. The 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. I had to pull out the vodka. In Soviet Union, we had the Olympics in 2014. It'll be interesting to see how the Olympics plan out for this year. Some of the events I do like to watch. I like to watch hockey. I also like to watch skiing as well as curling, bobsledding, the skeleton races as well too. I also like the biathlon. The biathlon is one of my favorite events because they ski and they shoot and they climb hills. It's a great event. It's a very, very long event. It's a full day event. That will happen on Saturday. I'll get a chance to watch that. You'll have the figure skating. They'll have the luge. You'll have the skiing. You'll have the long jump, the high jump, and the skis. You'll have the half pipe. We'll see if Shaun White can do it and can get gold for the United States in the half pipe this year. But it's just going to be. It will be interesting to see what happens. All right, I'm gonna make my prediction right now, and I'm gonna make a prediction right here. I see the U.S. not winning gold in hockey. The team does not look like the team it was in 2010 when in Vancouver. They don't look like the team in Vancouver. I'm putting my edge to the Canadians. Oh, Canada, our neighbors to the north. I love them. Love you, Canada. You're amazing. I'm gonna root for the. If I was a U.S. citizen, I'd probably be a Canadian. That's just the way I am. I love hockey. I love baseball. I love good food. Canadians have really good food, to say the least, and have good humor. But I think. And here's my one biggest things I'm worried about. A lot of people saying, and the NHL came out and said this the other day too, if there is any activity or terrorist activity, they will pull out the NHL players in the Olympic Games. What happens to the rest of the players that are in the United States? What happens to the rest of the Canadian players that play in the junior divisions and in colleges, or same with the U.S. plays in college towns? I know there's a Bowling Green kid in there. I forget his name offhand, but I wish him good luck. He's going to play for his country. and it'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see how this Olympics will pan out. Like I said, I'm going to pick Canada to get one in hockey. I think they'll finish third in medal count. I think the U.S. will finish fourth. I think I'm going to put money on Sweden, Russia, the home country, Canada, and the United States, and finishing out probably being Finland, being fifth. Maybe the Czech Republic getting sixth, to say the least. We'll see what happens, because those countries right there are core in hockey and core in winter sports. It'll be interesting. I was on this program. I told you. Beginning of the football season, it would be Denver, Seattle. Who played in the Super Bowl yesterday? Denver, Seattle. Okay? I went out and told you I was picking Seattle to win. A lot of people were hating on that pick. They're like, how can you pick Peyton Manning? How can you pick against Peyton Manning and that Wes Welker and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Richard Sherman, Russell Wilson, a healthy Percy Harvin. Wake up! In the words of Richard Sherman, I'm the best picker in the game! Don't you ever challenge me! Nobody challenges me. And the Seahawks proved it. They came and played. They came out and played to win the game. They came out, won the game, flat out, destroying Peyton Manning. And I don't think Peyton Manning's ever going to be the same. He's not going to win a Super Bowl. He will not win another Super Bowl. I am sorry for Bronco Nation, but he is not going to win another Super Bowl for you guys. I don't think that's ever going to happen again. You were this close, and that's as close as you're going to get. Because now the AFC has seen what Denver has done, and they have choked. They choked. They choked. They choked. It was a very, 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 very good game. It was a very, very good game, and I think that, you look at it in a standpoint, getting the safety set a tone as well. First possession of the game, the ball goes over Manning's head, goes in the back of the end zone, and then he picks it up, and it gets touched. Safety! Field goal. 5-0. Weird score to start the game. And then the Seahawks punish Peyton Manning. Did not let him get down the field. Only getting 8 points. And that was the biggest blowout. One of the biggest blowouts I have ever seen in a Super Bowl in my entire life of watching this game. They were already talking about how this was a blowout, losing when they lost to San Francisco 55-10. This is not John Elway's team. This is Peyton Manning's team. And what did Peyton Manning do? Choked! I gotta give credit. Congratulations to the Seahawks. They did their homework. They played to win the game, and they did it well. They showed up, and Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos were still stuck in the cabs in downtown Manhattan. So now we get to the offseason. I don't give a damn about the offseason. The combine comes up, it's fine. We'll look at the draft, that's fine. When we get to August, let me know when football starts. You know why? Because we are 9 days away from pitchers and catchers reporting. I cannot wait for that. Baseball, the official start of spring, in my opinion. When those boys get out on that field and start throwing the baseball, that means it's baseball time. It will be baseball time in America. The start of a brand new season. A lot to look out for the Tigers this upcoming year as well too. If Justin Verlander will be at near or at 100% healthy. Ian Kinsler, the new bat for them. The loss of Peralta to Fielder, and also Scherzer having that 1-year deal. He's going to be looking for bait to get out. For the Indians, be interesting. A lot of good players. A lot of young talent for the Tribe. The Tribe, a very good club. I think if you look at this season for the Indians, it's going to be a good year. I don't know if I should make my prediction now or when we have Nick DeVera on from the Baseball Hipster. He will be back on the program with us soon as we get closer and closer. He'll be doing his usual audit of all the teams and all the transactions as well too. And he'll also, when we get down to spring training and get into the swing of things, we'll have him on the program, but 2 weeks before the opener of the season, and we'll have him on, and we'll talk about what's going to happen this upcoming season, and we'll get his predictions as well, too. So now, we've broken down hockey, the Olympics, Super Bowl. We've talked about baseball. Talk a little bit about basketball, all right? We'll close all Andy Alfred with the basketball. Kyrie Irving wants out of Cleveland. Well, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming all along. I had a feeling, a strong feeling that Kyrie Irving wanted out. And how the Cavs have been playing, losing 6 of 7 as of late. Who would blame him? I mean, I'm a Cavs fan. Don't get me wrong. I want the Cavs to do well. Ever since that piece of dirt, let me repeat, that piece of dirt left the city and went down to South Beach and got 2 rings, I've rooted for that club. The loss of Bynum, that right there, that got rid of the cancer of the club. Now he's playing for the Pacers, who aren't that good either. Even though they're the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. Yeah. Who have beaten the Heat so far this year? Yeah. He'll be interesting. And of course, we'll get into March Madness as well too. This is a new season of All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan23. As you're watching us right here on YouTube as well too. We'll have a lot of programming for you here on this program. We'll do a lot of videos as well too. It'll be very interesting to see how, when we get to March Madness, how it will break down. And Syracuse is a very good team. I look out for the Shockers of Wichita State as well too. Even though they're 4th ranked in the country, they could be a powerhouse number 1 coming up soon. You never know. It takes one loss for Syracuse to slip the conference. The Michigan State Spartans were a hot team. They were a number 1 team, number 2 team in the country. They have fallen down to number 9 after a hard loss to Georgetown. And that really sets them back. And Ohio State and Wisconsin played a tremendous game. A tremendous game on Saturday. But yet both of them are not ranked in the top 25. Unbelievable. And you want to... you know I'm a Falcon with heart. And I love Bowling Green. Bowling Green is a very good town. Their women's team crushed. At one point, it was close for UT to take it. The women's team crushed the UT Rockets on Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday. Had a very good game. That was a very good game by them. Jill Stein having a great performance as well, too. Jillian Hatfield as well, too. Great performance with that. Alexis Rogers lighting up the scoring for Bowling Green. Very low-scoring game, but UT losing that one, losing a heartbreaker to their rival. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Bowling Green's women's team going forward, as well as the men's team. The men's team continues to struggle. And I don't know what Orr's doing, but he needs to get something going with this club. He needs to get a spark going or something to happen to get a win in that town. But UT's men's team, whoa! Whoa! They should be top 5. Their schedule hurts them the most. They should be in the top 10. Only 2 losses. They should be in the top 10 in the NCAA, in the AP poll. They should be. But they're not because of their strength of schedule. And what happened on Saturday hurt them. When they lost to Ohio in overtime, it hurts their opportunities. They've only gotten 3 losses on the season so far. 2 in conference, 1 a non-conference loss. They've beaten the Boston College team. They are having a great chance, folks, to get an at-large bid for in the NCAA tournament. And I would think that would be a great pickup for them. Now, maybe if the MAC doesn't do, because you're looking at the MAC tournament. I mean, I look at the MAC tournament and I'm like, yeah, that's great. You know, you win your MAC tournament, you get the automatic bid. That's fantastic. But if your strength of schedule is great, and you get a non-conference bid, that's where you get a lot of shockers and a lot of bracket busters. And I know a lot of you fans talk about the brackets a lot. And I know a lot of you fill out your brackets and listen into some of the comments I say about the brackets. And a lot of you fill out the brackets with our bracket challenge. Toledo is the sleeper team to look out for in the bracket challenge. Just saying. So we'll see what happens with that when March comes along in March Madness. But that's going to do it for All Andy Alfred today. Before I let you go and do the sound off, I want to say a special thing out to you, the fans. You know, thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for your opportunity I want to thank my opportunities with the Bowling Green Radio Sports Organization. I will be back. I will be on this program, so you can fill in and listen into what I have to say as well. I want to talk. I'll be on here every day doing sports broadcasting and giving my opinion about what the night's events were. Also, I want to spend a special thank you out to Mr. Don Brill, who made me this beautiful t-shirt. It's All Andy Alfred Sports Talk Radio right there. He did a nice job. That's a great caricature of yours truly right there. That's a great caricature right there. All Andy Alfred t-shirts right there. We don't have any for sale. This is just a prototype. My cousin made my friend made this for me, and I was just floored by it. It's a great t-shirt. So thank you to him for that as well too. So I close with this. In the city of, I don't know if you're a local visitor or if you're a national visitor, but we had a tragedy happen last Sunday in the city of Toledo. 2 firefighters went into battle a fire in a store in an apartment complex in the city of Toledo. Private Dickman and Sergeant Machinsky were members of the TFD, and they went in looking to fight the fire and save as much as they can, but they both lost their lives to this fire. One of them having a family, the other one single. One was out of Perkins Township in Sandusky, Ohio, so I know a lot of you Sanduskyans. They are... The TFD is hurting. They are really hurting, and the ceremony on Thursday was absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. I cried. I felt every single emotion that I've ever experienced in my entire life happened during that event. Saw a lot of tears, a lot of hugging, and it was a very, very sad event. And then the whole procession on Friday and Saturday to pay homage to both men who gave the ultimate sacrifice. And then finding out Friday that they found the individual that set the fire, Rayo Abadabi, or whatever his name is. He was in court today. He has a $5 million bond set on his head right now for bail. I don't think he'll ever get that. But it's just the fact that, these two great individuals gave up a lot. Gave up their lives to fight the fire, to save people's lives. And that right there. A lot of people, I respect the people in blue, and I respect those first responders, and I respect the EMTs, and I respect the firefighters that go in and fight the battles to save things and save lives. I respect them. And then when you set a fire to your business to claim money for insurance, that is low down and pathetic. It's pathetic. And what the firefighters did today, honestly, built a lot of sympathy for me. They went from the Union Hall and walked all the way down to the courthouse, and they were in the courtroom when he was read the charges, and they said there will always be a firefighter present no matter what hearing to remind him of what he did. And that shows you faith in that faith in that organization, and faith within one another. I know they're all hurting, and I love all you firefighters out there, and first responders and police officers that put yourself on the line. You do so much for this community. You do so much for this country. And I love you guys. I love you no matter what happens. It is a great thing that you do this, and you give people like me the opportunity to, if anything happens, there's always a backup person to stand up for you and help you in your battles. That's what this country is great for. And what this individual did is low down and cowardly. I have no respect for this individual for what he did. He has to live with the fact that he killed a family man and 2 firefighters. I have no respect for him. None whatsoever. In the words of my favorite Andy Alfred moment, a lot of people talk about it as well too. Hang 'em by Christmas lights, tinsel, and garland. I'll be back tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred, and I hope you enjoyed this broadcast right here on ClayFan23. Until tomorrow, and remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. The game of life. And the team's behind me. Go Jackets tonight! Go Tigers as we get ready for spring training! I would say go Walleye, but they're going to stink it up tomorrow anyway against Cincinnati. We'll break down and preview that game tomorrow and break down the Jacket game as well, too. We'll talk a little bit about basketball as well, too, what happened tonight as the Dallas Mavericks take on the Cleveland Cavaliers and so much more. We'll break that all down for you tomorrow on All Andy Alfred. And remember, like I said, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. And the team's behind me. It's you and your team at home, and especially the Falcons. Victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. Have a great evening, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. Love you.